Okay guys, just a quick product review for you today. I'm looking at these Red5Audio RVAM1 studio monitors. Okay, these are a budget Chinese manufactured monitor. They cost £235 for the pair, including 20% VAT, and you buy them from the Red5Audio website direct. Okay, you've got a 6.5 inch polypropylene bass driver, a 1 inch tweeter, MDF cabinet filled with mineral wool. They're pretty weighty. Yeah. Round the back, there's nothing fancy. You just got your mains connector, on-off switch. You've got a volume control, and you can actually turn the volume completely off with this, and a multi-input connector, XLR or 1/4 inch, balanced or unbalanced, okay. And the rear ported. Inside, they're magnetically shielded and they are bi-amped. You've got an 80 watt bass amp and a 50 watt top end amp. They're very pleasant to look at, plenty of volume, very loud if you want them to be, and the blue LED on the front there you can't see, but it's actually a deep glowing blue, not this lighter blue the camera's making it look like. Okay. So yeah, pleasant looking monitor, and they go really loud. So what do they sound like? Well, thanks to some friends who work in a nearby store, I was able to take the RVAM1s up there and A/B them against KRK 5 inch, 6 inch and 8 inch, and also against the Yamaha HS's and against the M-Audio BX's. Now all the big selling contemporary monitors, like the ones I just mentioned, they all have a sound, right? And that sound is a big but tight bass end, and then a smooth top end, and then a detailed mid-range, but the mid-range is so unemphasised that it almost sounds like the mid-range is slightly scooped out, and that is the contemporary monitor sound. While the Red5 RVAM1s are nothing like that. They sound more like a monitor from the 60s or 70s, with a much reduced bass end and an emphasised mid-range. So, although it's not scientific, in the examples that I'm going to play you now, I'll just put a large diaphragm mic up in front of the speakers, and I'm going to give you an A/B between the RVAM1s and the smaller KRK Rocket 5s. But you'll hear the Rocket 5s have got a lot more bass and less mids, and you'll hear that the RVAM1s have got much less bass and much more mid, and that's basically the sound they have. But I also managed to borrow a subwoofer, so I'm then going to play some examples of the RVAM1s with and without subwoofer. And you'll hear that just a little bit of subwoofer brings back that big bass end that we're used to with contemporary monitors. Okay, you still get the emphasised mid, but you get that big bass end back. So you can hear what they'll be like if you use them with a subwoofer. So let's have a listen, and then we'll move on and have a summing up. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh. Pip pip. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah yeah. Pip pip. Oh yeah. Yep. Okay, clearly you can hear the difference. The RVAM1s have got much less bass and a much more emphasised mid, and the KRKs, that's pretty much the sound you get from all the other monitors out there, that deeper bass sound, much less mid-range, you know. Okay, so now let's have a listen to the RVAM1s with and without subwoofer. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Pip pip. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah yeah. Pip pip. give you some idea about how much subwoofer I'm using there, I'll turn the speakers down completely. This is the amount of subwoofer being used. Can you hear that? This is me talking at a normal level of voice. It's not much. Okay, now a final bit of listening for you. I'm going to play you a little excerpt of a rough demo track that some friends of mine recorded. And you're going to hear a little excerpt of a mix of it done on the KRK Rocket 5s, and then you'll hear the same song mixed on the RVAM1s. And what you'll hear is that because the RVAM1s are light in the bass and emphasise the mid, you'll hear that the RVAM1 mix is warmer at the bottom end with more kick and bass, and it's less emphasised in the upper mids and the treble end. The KRK mix is lighter in the bass and more emphasised in the upper mids. Okay, have a listen.
I got rid of you, you know I had to. It couldn't go on, you knew the reason. I got rid of you, no I had to. You cannot stay, not even one more day. I got rid of you, you know I had to. It couldn't go on, you knew the reason. I got rid of you, no I had to. You cannot stay, not even one more day.
Okay, now obviously the two mixes I played you there, it's just a rough demo that I knocked up for some mates, right? Nothing fancy. And each of the mixes I did was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay, neither mix I'd call a finished mix, even for a rough demo. But you can hear how each speaker makes you mix. The RVAM1s, because they've got that vintage sound, that EQ curve with a light bass end and an emphasised mid, they make you mix with a more bass end and more low mid in the mix and less upper frequencies, less treble and less of the present upper mid frequencies. Right? Now, it's what I would call a vintage speaker sound, that EQ curve with the light bass and the emphasised mid. And these RVAM1s, they remind me very much of my main monitors, which are rather unusual. My main monitors are a pair of custom cabinets fitted with vintage Richard Allen paper drivers. They're huge speakers with a 12-inch bass, a 4-inch mid and a tweeter. Massive speakers, and they can go really loud if you turn them up. Now where I currently live I can't use my Richard Allens, they're just too big. But the RVAM1s have got that same EQ curve. Now when I used to use the Richard Allens a lot, when I had a larger workspace, at that time I was doing a lot of dance music and hip hop, and I got to hear the mixes that I did on those vintage speakers. I got to hear those mixes played in lots of clubs and on lots of PA systems in venues up to and including Wembley Arena. When you mix club music on a speaker with that vintage EQ curve, you tend to mix the bass end up a bit and the low mids up a bit, and as I've said, you mix the present frequencies and the treble frequencies down a little bit because of the emphasised mid of the speaker. And when that is translated onto a big club or PA system, you get a massive sound with no harshness in the upper frequencies at all. It really works. Okay, and there you go. That's what I think of these RVAM1s. They've got that same vintage curve. Now, here's the thing though. In summing up, they're good value, £235 a pair, including 20% VAT. And that makes them, you know, £80 to £100 cheaper than the other big sellers out there of the same size speaker. So they're good value. But the thing is, you can't try them in any shops. You can only buy these mail order. So I called the company yesterday and I said, look, here's the deal. I understand these speakers. I like them, right? But beginners out there who might be thinking of buying them, if they can't try them first. So if they buy them and when they arrive, they wire them up and they listen to them and they go, oh my God, these speakers don't sound like my friend's speakers at all. And they're going to be unhappy maybe. And then what? And the guy I talked to at Red5, he said, look, here's the deal. If you do buy these speakers, when they arrive, set them up, do some test mixes, spend a week, right, doing some test mixes. Take those mixes, play them on your friends' systems, get to know the speakers, right? And if you still don't like them, send them back, we'll give you your money back. If you return them within 2 weeks, obviously undamaged, we'll just refund your money, okay? So there you go, you can't say fairer than that. But, obviously I'd say to you, if you are thinking of buying these, call the company first. Their number is on their website. Just tell them, I said that. You could get your money back in the video on the internet. Check that that's correct, so that you can verify it for yourself for peace of mind, right? But this is what they've said. If you don't like them, once you've tried them out and tested them and got to know them, send them back, they'll give you your money back. Okay. So there you go, the Red5 Audio RVAM1s. I really like them. I like that vintage sound, that curve they have. But as I said, these are not monitors that I'd use for general listening. I wouldn't use these speakers if I was just chillaxing and listening to some tunes. These are speakers designed for mixing. Yeah? Okay. So I hope that's useful. And I'll see you for the next review, whatever it is.